the most clear possible. Alright, so basically the market, how it behaves today for the closing of Europe, this is what we have. We're gonna start with gold, and gold, the market opened kind of mixed basically today. So we got the open price of the market above, and then the closing are kind of mixed. So Europe with gold, let me delete all these lines, these are just prices. So what we have here is this. We have the market opened, Europe here and US here, and the closing are about to be in the middle. So that means that with gold, the market is absolutely mixed. It's with buyers and also with the sellers. We are above the 1300, and that means that gold is for the buy pressure area. But the market today tends to sell gold, and we expect more sellers to get in for the FOMC. So our projections for today in the next few hours, that will be to sell below, 1310 with 25. This is our price to sell down to here. Let me show you the targets that we are planning to sell down to. Basically down to 1306 with 44. Alright, but it has to be from here. And if we buy today, which is very unlikely because like I said, the market is closing below the open prices, kind of mixed, but it's winning the sellers in for gold today. But just in case, if we buy, the buyers are going to get into the market from the 13, 1460 and 1315. So basically from the highs. And that's all we're going to do with gold in the area. If we buy, we go from the highs, basically from here and here. And more likely we're going to sell within the next few hours for the end of the meeting of the FOMC, like we said, from 13, 10, 25. So our preference for the next 2 hours will be to sell with gold, and just to buy it from the highs. Remember, just not forget that gold is into buy pressure area. That's all we need to keep in mind. So that's what we have with gold. Let's now go with dollar CAD. And dollar CAD, our preference in the area, it is to buy, and that's our preference for the FOMC meeting at the end of it. And the final impact, we expect the dollar CAD to go and buy. That's what we're going to do, buy from 2264 up to the 2270 area, and 20 up to here. 2275, 2280. Okay, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to buy from here the dollar CAD. We're not going to sell dollar CAD unless we are exactly below 2250. Okay, so 2250 we're going to sell. So our preference for today with the dollar CAD, it is to buy, and like I said, we're going to buy from here. The closing of the market is also very mixed. We got the open prices down below here, the US open here, and basically the market is closing, pushing for the buyers, not for the sellers. And thinking on euro dollar, we are at the 120th, and also euro dollar is closing kind of mixed. Europe market, let me show you what it opened down below here, basically open for sellers, and US open for buyers, and the closing market is exactly in the middle, and that means that 50% of buyers, 50% of sellers, so we cannot trust none of them basically in the area. And like I said, we are going to buy from the highs and euro dollar today, and our preference for buyers and euro dollar, it is only about the 2007, 2009, 2007, 2009. So about here we are going to buy with euro dollar, and to sell, because it's going to be our preference to sell in euro dollar area, is going to happen below the 1990. Let me show you the 1990, 1993, that is to sell. My apologies for the background noise. And 1990, 1993, that's our levels to sell with the euro dollar, down to 1980, 1982, 1980. We have one target kind of in the middle with euro dollar, but we go for the full range of the sellers from 1993 down to 1983, and maybe even lower than that. depending on the volume that we are going to see for the FOMC. So in euro dollar is a very, very complicated situation, since we cannot trust any of them, not the buyers or the sellers. And like we said, if we buy, it has to be above the 120, and just be careful with the highs. And if we sell, it has to be below 1993 down to 1983, and from there we got another target, 1973. So if we have to give a preference with euro dollar, well, it's not quite clear, honestly. It's not quite clear, but we have all the highs here, so we rather wait for the sellers. We rather wait for the sellers and euro dollar, either to sell below 120 or to sell below 1993. But we don't think on buyers and euro dollar, not on these levels. Regarding dollar yen, we go for the buyers on these levels too, but we are going to buy dollar yen exactly from 111.50, 111.52 up to the highs 111.60. This is our buy projection for dollar yen, and we're not going to sell dollar yen unless we are at the the sellers in dollar yen, they're not entering the area. But just to give a projection, our preference is to buy, but if we sell, that sale is going to happen only below the we got one important level here for the sellers, 111.32 down to 111.26 down to 111.22. So basically the sellers have no power with dollar yen in the area. The buyers, yes. But one more time, we're not going to buy below 111.50. If we are 111.50, then we are going to basically buy. So for this afternoon, we expect a stronger dollar for the announcement of the Federal Reserve, unless we get the opposite scenario. So we're going to get ready for both type of situation, both impacts in the market, but of course having a preference and what we are going to add some more risk, we're going to add some more lots into our entries. And the German index, nothing to do here. We did not trade with the German index. And the pound, if I had to give you my opinion with the pound, basically it is into buy prices, and it's going up to 35.76 and up to the highs of one more time to 35.86. So the pound dollar is only to buy, nothing to sell in the area, and at least about this 35.50. 35.50, that is for the buyers only at the pound dollar. And this is all we got. So if you want to trade live, the information and the next information that we're going to trade, let me give you exactly the time. It's going to happen in the next 2 hours. In the next 2 hours, let me share with you the link, because we're going to have another trading session to trade the FOMC. And in order to participate into that one, I'm going to share with you the link so you can basically join us. But we're going to have good opportunities, that's for sure. But the thing is to understand exactly if we have confirmations of the prices or not, and that's what we expect for the FOMC, basically to have confirmations. But if we do not have confirmations, we also have our preference to trade in the next 2 hours. So I'll send you later the link so you can join us to the trading session. Thank you very much.